there was a way of life, working and farming just to survive. Most of my family lived that way back then. So when I heard this story, my old heart did understand. A father and a son, simple Ozark men, not much different than my family way back then. This is their story, for what it's worth. Clarence and Roscoe, the men from Earth. The Ozark Mountain Daredevils in the 70s lived by these two men midst the fields, woods and trees. Didn't cause a ruckus, never meant no harm, both eking out a living on a little rundown farm. The Daredevils had rehearsal every now and then. Roscoe would get out his old harp, sometimes he'd join in. Just friends and neighbors, off their backs they'd give their shirts. Clarence and Roscoe, the men from Earth. The Daredevils thought that they might put their picture on an album. The two old boys were backward, they didn't want to crowd it. Knew nothing about the business, just thought it would be fun. Didn't want no money, just a chainsaw and a gun. They drew up a contract on an old piece of paper. They both signed their X's, and just a short time later, in every record band, their old mules and their old shirts were Clarence and Roscoe, the men from Earth. Some bigwigs in New York who worked at A&M framed and hung the contract they had with these two men. Folks started to wonder who these two hillbillies were, so started all the rumors about the men from Earth. They got lots of attention from fans and folks in town. Things don't always turn out good with lots of stories going round. Life went on for most, for what it's worth. Things stayed the same a long time for the men from Earth. Two mixed up, desperate kids thought that they had money. From that old album cover, Ain't Life Strange and Funny. They wrapped 'em up with wire, beat 'em half to death, I'm told. Left 'em laying under mattresses in the freezing cold. Clarence got pneumonia, died pretty much alone. Roscoe lived a few years and died in a nursing home. Now their life is legend, for what it's worth. Clarence and Roscoe, the men from Earth. So if you have the album and put it on the spin, please listen with reverence and think of these two men. Wish I could have known and shared a little dirt with Clarence and Roscoe, men from Earth.
old is this harness that you have here?
That's a question can't tell you.